Hi guys, it's Ash here from Hypnostalgia, and today we've been creating our very own B-roll videos. At Hypnostalgia, we've seen some content on YouTube where these B-roll videos are creating content in studios that cost thousands and thousands of pounds and dollars. And that can be dismaying to new people getting on the scene who want to create real good content. They'll see these videos and they'll think, well, I can't afford any of that stuff. How am I going to be able to achieve that? And they won't. They'll move on to the next thing. So we decided to make a setup that is minimal. We're using a cheap lighting setup. These lights cost in the region of 50 to 100 pounds. So that's looking at what, 120, 150 dollars, depending on where you're from. A little slider that cost around 25 pounds. Spinning tray, sorry. And this tripod costs in the region of about 30 pounds. Now, we're not saying this is pennies. We're saying this is cheap. This setup is incredibly cheap. We have a backdrop, it's creased to F. The backdrop here is also creased to F, and it looks crap. But we were able to achieve very good cinematic results that I would argue someone out there, especially a business owner, is willing to pay for. Now, this is a fake fan-made shot of a monster commercial that we've created, and already you're being able to see that cinematic results can be made for next to nothing. Now, what we're doing today is we're practicing creating some monster adverts for the beverage Monster, as if that beverage of drink needs any more publicity. And what we're doing right now is practicing a roll where the can is out of focus and it rolls into focus. And what we're using is a rubber here, because rubbers are rubbery, and it should grip the can and grip the surface that we're rolling the can on. That's 40 quid just down the drain. So what I'm going to do now is very carefully manually roll the can to the camera. And we're going to hope for the best here when we roll this. We've got a rubber on the desk that's going to stop the can, ideally in focus, like you didn't push it hard enough. Love it. Okay, so as you can see, we had some trouble getting this shot to work correctly. So in the end, we resorted to framing the can on the rubber on the table exactly where we needed it to end up, and then we rolled it towards the lens of the camera, and then from there we pushed it away from the lens of the camera to the rubber that is on the table to hold it in place. We then encountered another issue. That issue was the can bounced off the rubber. So in the edit, we held a frame when it hit the rubber to make it look like the can had stopped. Right now, this is on the go editing, so we've took some test shots over here, and I'll admit it looks pretty rough. You've got creases in the background, you've got creases on the table. So here's some raw footage of a can of Monster just scrolling along there to the end, which we used a rubber to stop it in place, and look at that. I'll show you its entirety here. Super sexy slow motion, doink, straight off the rubber. So what we're doing right now is just testing how the footage is going to look in its final form. Now, this is something that we like to do, especially on site when we're working with you on your content. This way we can ensure that we don't have to come out to reshoot, which is going to waste your time and it's going to waste our time. So we bring it into the edit suite, and we can do this on a laptop, but for the purpose of this video, we're just doing it in my office. So this is just a look that gives it kind of a bit of a cinematic look, and as you can see, we're kind of happy with that. I mean, would you be happy with that as an advert? I know I would. That looks pretty good. So now we're happy to continue shooting more footage on location, and this is how we work on your content. Okay, so in this section of the shoot, we decided to create some texturized elements to overlay in the final edit. So here we're using a replacement for water, and that is sugar granules. So we decided just to grab some sugar because on camera, once you apply a lot and you color it towards the blue, it does look like there is water droplets or mist flowing across the lens. Okay, so one of the most important elements to take away from this video, if anything at all, and that is to experiment with your shoots. So if you're planning to make a video for your business, if you're planning to make a video for a product of yours, or just simple editing that you want to do for some of your content, the most important thing is to experiment. We never planned to use the sugar granules as a replacement for water droplets. They were simply a simple, happy accident because the drink is a zero sugar drink. So we shot those textures purely because we wanted to potentially show sugar is not in this drink. So this is breaking down the edit. So that's the first shot combined with the hand shot. I'll just disable some of these so you can see what's going on. So that's a static image of the monster can because we didn't have enough frames of the can not moving. So I just took that into Photoshop and just basically stole the frame, masked around it, and then made it a picture so we have some time to play with. And then here is the roto of my hand. As you can see there, my hand is cut out and it is going across an invisible can. And then we have the full shot because the hand was from the actual shot that we used with the can with moisture on it. We sprayed a bit of water on the can to give it a fresher look, and that was the reason for this edit. I don't like to over edit, I don't like to do things I don't need to do, but we chose to do this because we preferred the liquid on the can for this shot. As you can see there, it drips off as we lifted it up, and we wanted to emphasize an idea of this drink being fresh, so we sprayed the drink. And another reason for this choice was because when we rolled the can in the limited setup that we were using, we weren't able to quite get the can to stop exactly how we wanted it. So when we had the shot of us picking the can up, it was a lot easier to position the can perfectly facing the camera in a way that we wanted. And then we have the hand coming up, and then the can eventually gets slammed back down, and that is from here. So next up in the shot, we have in the video, we have this shot of the can being slammed down. Now we really like the energy of this shot because the can kind of tilted and rocked a little bit, and we felt that that was pretty cool. It kind of gave a bit of vibe, it gave a bit of an energy, you know, bam, it was pretty cool. However, the can didn't land perfectly in the center. Like I said, we had quite a limited setup, but we didn't let that stop us. We knew we could fix these elements in the edit. So as the can was rocking, that gave me a really good point of editing to allow me to kind of quickly animate the can into the center and to put it perfectly where we want it. Because there's already motion in the can, which is implied by the can being slammed down by the hand. It works with the overall energy, the overall vibe of what's actually happening in terms of physics. The can's moving, it's been slammed, it's rocking, and that's expected, it's not unnatural. And within that shot is where I've had the opportunity to use all these keyframes up here to just quickly finesse where the can is going to end up, and then as it comes to its natural resting point, I've used that to hide the fact I've just slightly shifted it into the center and scaled it down a little bit to kind of give it this a better hero shot. And then here we have some water droplets, or what appear to be water droplets, coming in to the frame. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the video. If you've learned something and if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, as that helps us out a great deal. And also, if you want to find more content from us, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, as we shall be creating content weekly. I think next week we're going to be doing a Premiere Pro tutorial, which is focusing on a feature that I didn't know existed for a long time. If you're a newcomer to Premiere Pro or the world of editing, you probably don't know this exists, and it's a really cool, snazzy little feature that allows you to edit much better and much quicker, especially when working with footage that you've received from a client or from another user, and it's all in one big chunk. That's the only clue I'm going to give you, so stay tuned for that one. Once again, thanks for watching. We do really appreciate the support. Don't forget to check out Hypnostalgia for more video goodies. Thank you very much, and goodbye.